Well, we have typically, every week we have at least 4 productions in rotation, plus one in the oven being prepared, or more. One in, this stage is the busiest stage probably in the world because it is in constant use. We just finished a rehearsal for our new production of The Masked Ball, and the stage crew is removing that production to make way for tonight's performance of Il Trovatore, which within 4.5 hours from now will be the stage will be transformed for tonight's show, which will start at 7:30. And when that show ends at around 11:30 tonight, the night gang will come in and take all that scenery off and replace it with tomorrow's rehearsal of The Masked Ball again.
Right.
So it's a stage that is in constant use. We have 81 containers, trucking containers of scenery inside this building, representing about 8 or 9 different productions. We have 4 productions in various places backstage, other productions down below on subterranean levels. So it's a constant kind of a jigsaw puzzle of moving scenery around to make room for the next set.
Right.
So what we're doing here, or what Steve is supervising,
Favor the audience
is transforming the stage, as I said before, from the rehearsal, which was this new production of The Masked Ball, which is opening on November 8th, and which, as you can see, has a mirrored floor, probably the first mirrored floor the Met has ever had.
This is all going out?
This is all going out right now, but not going far, because we have to rehearse with it tomorrow. 10:30 tomorrow morning, we'll have it back again. So this crew of our stage crew is here dismantling it. It's something they go through every day, and it's a crew that consists of carpenters, electricians, and property men. Each one has their own function.
Are we upstairs now? Where are we actually?
We're on the 4th floor, which is this is the scenic shop, and this is sort of a menagerie of bits of scenery, past, present, and future. But this building is so complicated that it took me years to figure out my own way around it. I mean, now, when we have new people coming to the Met, artists and directors, we give them a map. This is a sample for a new production that's going to be introduced to the Met next season, the 13-14 season. So this is an advanced preview. No one knows about this, except the millions of viewers of CBS. This is actually not the real scenery, but it was a test. Because sometimes what we do is we do test scenery so that the directors and designers can see what they look like in stage lighting on the stage. And this was created for this stage test a couple of weeks ago, and this production recreates turn of the 19th century Vienna. So that period
so it's got a very sort of Klimt feeling to it.
A Klimt feeling. Hopefully Klimt's heirs won't object. So we have to make costumes. One of the complications of the Met is that we not only have to design costumes and manufacture costumes for all the principals, but we have to have one for each of their substitutes in the event they're not able to sing. Or the guest star that we might bring in if we decide to.
You have to be ready for any contingency.
Right, and very often these things are being fitted. If there was a last-minute replacement, there would be, a mad scramble up here to. There always is a mad scramble of some sort or another. There are literally, thousands of costumes that pass through this shop in a season. Every production can have as many as. Because not only with the chorus and the ballet and supers and principals, you could have as many as 100 people on stage or more at a time, and very often they go through more than 1 or 2 costume changes. So you could have as many as 5 in a big production. You could have 600 or 700 costumes in total for one production.
700. Wow.
Yeah, but when you include costume changes.
Sure.
So if you sometimes even more. So if you factor in that we have 28 productions in the season, you do the math. 500 or 600, say an average of 500 costumes times 28 is a lot of costumes.
Yeah.
The biggest enemy that we have in all of opera is singers getting sick. Because all the singers have, their instrument is their vocal cords.
Right.
And when a
so
singer,
you've installed these everywhere.
I've installed these everywhere in an effort to decrease singers getting colds. If you talk to singers about their health, they basically have 3 states of health. They're either getting sick, recovering from being sick, or they are sick. So we're hoping, for example,
is this working?
I don't know. I use it.
But you can't say you didn't try.
For example, our Saturday transmission is very dramatic now because our Otello, some of these operas, like Verdi's Otello, there are literally 2 or 3 singers in the world who can sing each of the 3 leading parts. There are who can sing it on the stage of the Met. You know, because the Met stage, being as big as it is, you need singers who have the voices that, even though the acoustics are fantastic, they have to have great big voices.
Yeah.
So, or well-focused voices. And our Otello, Johann Botha, has been sick and has missed the last 3 performances.
Yeah.
So we were in a position earlier this week of wondering whether we were going to have to go in a global talent search trying to find somebody to replace him at the last second.
So what do you do? What do you do?
We hope that he got better, and meanwhile we make contingency plans.
Typically, what does a new production cost?
A new production costs anywhere between $3 or $4 million on the average.
Wow.
But that's the physical production. The actual scenery and the costumes, of course, it costs much more to run these productions.
Yes.
Every production has different running costs depending upon how big it is, how many people are in it, how the cast, the crew, the size of the crew that has to maneuver it around the stage and so forth.
So deciding to put on a new production, you're taking on a pretty significant cost.
Well, in the overall, the total budget of the Met is about $330 million, and so the new productions are, in a typical season, are about $20 to $25 million worth of that budget. And so, which is a significant amount, but it's only a small part of the overall cost. The biggest costs of the Met are the labor costs that we encounter from all the personnel who work so hard to do the work that they do here, including all the artists. And the way we make ends meet is through a combination of earned revenue, which is ticket sales at the box office, our newfound source of revenue from movie theater transmissions, and donations. So together, luckily for the last, or hopefully more than luck, through skillful budgeting and luck, we have managed to balance our books the last 3 years in a row.
You said that this is not a business.
Well, it's not a business because we don't generate profits. The profit is art.